How we doing, YouTube and my fellow traders? It's been on a guy, and this is the day 14 recap of me going over the trades I took today in my 100K funded accounts. It is currently March 11th, Tuesday, and I'm going to be filming this video a little bit earlier today, just because I'm locking it in. I'm locking it in, and I'll show you my P&L in a second, but yeah, it's not even 9 a.m. on the West Coast, and yeah, I'm locking it in for the day. I'm finished. I'm gonna take my profits and run for the hills because this market, the last couple days, last week or so, has been crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over my screens here. As always, I'm a new channel. If you appreciate and like the videos that I put out, the recap videos I'm going to be doing for the near future, I would really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel, help me build this channel, and drop some likes or comments in the comments section. I'm willing to answer any and all questions that you may have. So that being said, let me go ahead and switch over the screens here and show you my trades I took today. There we go. Okay, let me move that over here. A little bit more. That's my 15-minute chart. Okay, so this is the action here today. It's like I said, the market still opens 9 a.m., almost 9 a.m. on the West Coast here. Uh, so far, just what we've been having, like usual, just a downtrend. This market is pretty crazy. Just I think the overall country and the public consumers, everybody's talking a recession. You know, Trump is kind of going back on how he thinks the market's going to be. The recession, tariffs, just job loss. I mean, all this plays into the account of how the market moves during the day. We had some news coming out again as far as job openings. That news was on paper looked good, but you know when you have a lot of job openings, it's because a lot of jobs are lost. So you know, even though it's a green, it's not good for the market. So let me go over the trades I took today. I'm going to be locking it in. We got the P&L down at the bottom here, 1,800 in both accounts. So I'm going to definitely take that. Word to the wise, I was actually up a little bit more than that. I was up over 2,000 going into today, but I took some trades that kind of dropped me down. I'll go over that in a second, but I'm gonna go over the first trade here. Let me see, where was that? Okay, so I took a trade yesterday. It was actually a really good trade right out of market open for today. Let's see, there it is. Okay, so again, day prior, yesterday, Monday, we just had all day just downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. Just with that last hour before market closed yesterday, we spiked up, and I'm assuming that was a lot of the bears just covering their positions. But overall, just the market has just been so down, so down. So mindset wise, I'm not looking for a long. I'm not looking for a long unless I get a definitive sign because where we're at right now as far as levels, we haven't been in this area for a good 7 months. It's we're going all the way back to like August, September of last year. It's been a little while. So with that in my mind, you know, looking for a downtrend. When we opened up, we got an immediate spike down red, like yeah, real fast. The whole 5 minute count was just sell, sell, sell. Definitely not jumping into that right away, just because you know you never know what the moves could play out after that. So again, once that bar closed up here, we had a small little buy up, buy up. I'm assuming this was just algos or whatever, just kind of buying in or covering the positions. So what I did was I waited kind of for that confirmation that it might retest and reject the EMAs and VWAP. We actually got that here. When I got in on this candle, it actually was like a couple seconds before the new candle red opened up. But as you can see, when I got in, it kind of rejected a little bit. I was feeling good. I was up like 500, $600 at the time. Hit the VWAP again, went up slightly, but we had a lot of sell orders here, so I wasn't too worried about it like going opposite way of the direction because again. Market conditions. You gotta know the market. We're just everything's selling off. All the news, all the outlooks, everything's down. So I'm not getting out, right? And what happened? I retested the EMAs. If I were to have not gone in when I did and waited on the rejection, I mean, it still would have been around that first entry. So everything kind of worked out how it should. Drop down. I was feeling a little tired yesterday again, and I don't like to overstay my welcomes in the overnight and evening sessions. So yeah, I took my that trade there. I took a good what was that? How many points? I think it was like 10 points. Let me get out. Yeah, actually, it ended up being like a 10-point trade. And if I would have held, it would have been let's see, 35 point trade. But again, I like to take my money, get good, get green, get a good mindset going, and use that for ammo for the next morning, which would be today. So I was actually up around 2100, 2200 at that point, off my first trade, 10 point move on the contract size that I use. Feeling good, right? All right. So going into the market morning, I knew there was news coming out. I just forgot what time. I thought it was like 7:30 ish or so, but it ended up being around 7. So watch the action a little bit. Because I had some green, I was willing to kind of open it up today and maybe look for some more shorts. Just because again the trends we've had, but at market open we actually we had a pop. I don't know if it's because people were anticipating news, people were covering positions or whatnot, but we actually had a pop. First 5 minute candle we opened just a lot of buying. Second candle after that though we retraced, came back down, but rose back up. So again, a lot of buying indication. Third candle after that, I was kind of like, okay, maybe we might have a little bit of an uptrend today. You know, if it's been red for so long, just maybe we might be going higher. So what did I do? When this candle opened up here, it dropped down again, but it went back up. So okay, mindset wise, I was like, okay, we probably might be good for long. The candle after that is when I got in. Now, if you look, it is a red candle on close, but it was green. It opened up green. Once it hit, I had my order here to kind of enter on that support of the EMA's 21 and the VWAP. It hit my order and actually went higher. It actually rose up. So I was actually up a good $700-800, and it happened real fast. But usually when action goes real fast, it can go down real fast. And halfway through the candle, I was up. The second half of the candle, I was down. Again, it's okay because market conditions, you always have to anticipate that, right? And when I got out, I actually had to stop here. Yeah, I took a little bit of a loss there. I think I took about $1,000 loss, maybe a little bit over that. But if you look at it on the next candle here, it dropped. It could have been a lot worse for me. So when I got out, it was actually 5 minutes before news. I didn't know that at the time because I thought it was 7:30. So when the next candle opened up, it dropped down dramatically. And I was already out of it at that point. I was already out of the previous trade. So I kind of waited a little bit. It dropped down and immediately spiked back up. It spiked back up so fast. Again, it went up. This, if you can see this candle here, that's almost a 40. Actually, it was a 40 point move. And once it got past my initial entry on the previous trade, I'm like, okay, this is when we're going to go higher, right? This is when we're going to go higher. It went up, came back down. I was like, okay, I'm not going to get high long up here because that's the risk reward. It's not good. So I waited for it to drop down. Again, I got in, tried to get in long on that entry. I'm looking back on it now. I'm not mad about my entries, only because it's how I work with my strategies. I got long again, trying to get long on the support of the VWAP and EMA, and it just dumped. It dumped so fast. Once I got in, it literally dumped. And let's see, what was my entry? 20. I lost. Yeah, good. Good. I was taking small size, mind you, but yeah, I went from being up 2,200 to being down or to being up like 7, and then on this trade here, I actually lost. I was down about $1,200-1,300 or so. I'm like, okay, I tried to go long 2 times, right? In this market, we know that longs haven't been looking good lately. All right, so going back to entries, I'm not mad at my entries, but you can't fight trends, you can't fight market conditions, and we're not in a bull market right now. Everything's bearish. So just knowing that, kind of took a couple candles off to kind of regather myself. And as soon as I got out, right, this very next channel, it popped back up again. So I'm thinking, okay, if I try to go long again and it doesn't work out, I'm done, right? I'm gonna just shut it down for the day. I probably would have lost on this trade had I gone long, and would have been down instead of like 13, would have been down like over 2,000, maybe 2,500. So I try to think, okay, I tried it 2 times already. Let me just see how this candle plays out. The next candle after the buying. Let me see how it plays out, all right? And that's what I did. Once it closed, this one opened up, hit that first EMA, and just dropped hard. So this is solid candle, first 5 minutes, just a lot of selling. I'm not going to get sucked into this. My mind's I'm just going to look for a short, and that's what I did. Very next candle after that, looked for it. We got a little bit of an indecision candle. We rose up back up to the EMA again. That's actually when I got short because I did see a lot of selling, and we're at this selling level here as well that I have marked. I got short, and the very next candle, that's when we put in a little bit of a trend. So this candle here got me back up to where we were. So being up 2,200 going into the day to being down or being up around 7 to being down around 13. Usually, if you're a newer trader, I'm trading with a little bit bigger size, but you don't want to be trading big size in this market, in this price action, because as you can see, even though there's a trend, we have wicks and we have fake outs, right? And as a beginning trader, your mind, your eyes, they're not trained to catch these type of moves. Okay, so you take a couple losing trades, hopefully they're small, think about locking it in for the day. Usually it's because you're not seeing it very well. I've been trading a little while to where I can kind of recognize and how I'm feeling and just kind of recognize, all right, the overall trend, where is this market trying to go, not trying to force trades and just kind of go with the action. All right, so that's why I took this third trade here, because I was in my mindset, I was still here, I was still present, I was still aware of the market conditions, and that's why I took that trade in. And ultimately, it worked out how I originally thought it was going to play out once I got into this trade. The key thing here is you always want to have a plan when you enter every trade, right? When you enter a trade, you want to ask yourself, or when you go back and review trades, you want to ask yourself, why did I get into this trade? And I had the why. I had everything mapped out. We had a little bit of a bear flag forming here as well. Once I broke that, I was very comfortable with going short. Even when the market was going crazy and we've had a lot of buying candles, the overall trend was going down and the overall market conditions is going down. So very, very thankful that this trade worked out here. That actually again put me back up to the 1800. And after that, I was like, you know what? Let me just lock it in. I kind of watched it the last couple candles after that. As you can see, it didn't want to drop any further. It kind of hit this little bit of a area of support here and bounced off of it a few times. We had that large buying candle, large sell-off candle. Like this kind of action is, if you're a newer trader, it's going to make you blow accounts and get you very frustrated and make you lose money. And you don't want to, newer traders, you don't want to be a part of this. Just, word to the wise, just stay out, right? Just watch the action, learn what's going on, take notes, and just see, okay, if I were to do this, why am I getting in? Why would I get in? Where is my get out? All that stuff. This is a good time to kind of watch the action and learn, because the action is not easy right now for newer traders. Experience, even for experienced traders or traders who have been doing this for a while, this action is still it's tough. So if you take a couple of bad trades, red trades, hopefully they're small, but just know, hey, maybe you're not seeing the market clearly that day. Just sit out, right? There's always tomorrow. So that was what I was planning to do had this trade not worked. This was my last trade, and thankfully it was green. It turned out it worked out the way I had planned it once I got in. So yeah, I'm taking that 1800 and running for the day. And not even, what time is it now? Oh, it's a little bit after 9, but yeah, that's the action we have going on today. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we actually the rest of the week we have really big news again, data coming out, very very important. I'm probably going to be very particular, very conservative tomorrow going into the markets, because for me, I know the action is just very crazy, and when the action gets very crazy, it's hard to manage risk. Even if you take small size, it's hard to manage your risk. Your emotions go crazy. So I have my mindset going into tomorrow to just kind of take it easy, right? We're on 14 days. We're on 14 days green. I haven't gotten 14 days green without having rules in place, right? And one of my rules is if I know how the market might be, to kind of take it easy, scale back, and see. As you can see right now, right? We've had some bullish action going up, right? But again, just all that's wiped away, just back down again. So this market is not easy to trade. Be aware of that, and be safe with the profits. If you make green, think about just taking a one and done trading day, right? Make your green, get out, go on to the next day, especially if you're building accounts up. So well, that's going to be it for me. Thanks for watching again. If you like the recap videos I put out, that's what I'm going to be doing for the near future. Subscribe to this channel if you would like. Leave some comments. I really appreciate it. And as always, make some green, and we will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.